Her media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
This D4vd case just keeps getting darker. First, we looked at how his music and image could come back as evidence, even if he had nothing to do with the body in his Tesla. Then, after the victim was identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, we explored how David fit the profile of an incel that also fell under the category of a pedophile, whose motive to silence her was out of fear of exposure. But now, new evidence suggests their relationship wasn't just illegal. It may not have been consensual. And by the end of this video, my closing argument will show you why the real motive points to something far worse than just hiding a relationship. David wanted to believe he groomed his 14-year-old girlfriend so well, even going so far as to convincing her to tattoo a promise to keep their inappropriate relationship under a secret on her finger, and he would do the same as a forbidden tryst with a girl that he knew was nothing more than a mere child. Could this be the motive that pushed D4vd to send Celeste to the Shadow Realm? Was he afraid she was going to expose him as a PDF file? Because now, a resurfaced livestream has come back to haunt him. The footage allegedly shows Celeste herself calling D4vd out on camera, labeling him a PDF file in front of thousands of fans. In the clip, you hear her teasing him about kids before he quickly cuts it short, saying, "Bye guys, delete everything. Everything goes." And just like that, the stream was gone, wiped, deleted, hidden for over 3 years. But unfortunately for David, because he's finding out in real time, that fans remember every little thing about that live stream. They remember the chat that night exploding with Epstein jokes, files being mentioned, even whispers about a so-called David Island. People laughed it off at the time, but now, in the shadow of Celeste's death, nobody's laughing anymore. Welcome back to Mindset Devil. Here's where it gets darker. As this live stream resurfaced, so did alleged leaked texts, private conversations between D4vd and another underage girl. In them, he confesses love, talks about waiting for her until she's ready, even acknowledges she's still in high school.
We have more screenshots of David being up back in 2023. He was talking to a girl who was 14 or 15 years old at the time. He was 18 or 19, and I want to read the text message to you. So he basically says, "I've been up all night thinking logically about you, work, life, relationships, and realized something you'd agree with if you see it the way that I do. Straight from my heart, I really, really love you, but I have been checking my schedule for the rest of this year and next year, and I'm barely in Texas. I believe long distance relationships work under the right conditions, like you being able to travel with me, etc., but you're still in school." This is him acknowledging that he is talking to a high school student. With that also being said, I don't like hiding anything from anyone. I would love to have a public relationship with someone, but the way that this is going, it's something that we have to keep a secret. I want you to be happy, but you still have so much left to do in these last 2 years of high school, and these last 2 years of high school may change your view on this entirely, and I would gladly wait for you if we are both in the right headspace when that time comes. I want to still be here for you and talk like we did before it got complicated. I love and care about you and need to make sure you're not alone. We are still interlinked.
It's the same pattern, grooming his then 16-year-old target over the internet, secrecy, trying to build emotional dependency with minors. This wasn't just Celeste. This may have been a cycle. And the timing couldn't be more disturbing. Just weeks after Celeste's decomposed body was pulled out of his Tesla, these leaks dropped online. Screenshots of emotional love notes to another girl, a viral selfie of him and Celeste before she went missing. Even a photo floating around of him allegedly handing money to Celeste's friends to keep quiet about the relationship. In the picture, you can see David talking to some young teens. Though it's not positive what was going on by just looking at the photo. But the photo was supposedly taken 6 minutes from where Celeste Rivas lived before allegedly running away with David. True or not, the perception is damning. Fans are piecing together a timeline that paints him not as a victim of circumstance, but as someone who knew exactly what he was doing. Think about that. If he was allegedly dating another girl at 18 while already involved with Celeste, then he was overlapping relationships with minors. And when Celeste began to call him out publicly, when she started hinting at things that could ruin his career, expose him, and even land him in prison, that may have been the breaking point. That may have been the reason she ended up silenced. But it doesn't end there. Social media posts and reposts linked to David have resurfaced that add a chilling layer to all of this. One post reads, "I miss her." Another shows a man chopping meat with the caption, "Me if I see her talk with other dudes." A third, even more disturbing, talks about cannibalism and love, ending with, "You died and I ate you, bones and all." Fans now look back at those posts as twisted foreshadowing, almost like Jeffrey Dahmer-style confessions hiding in plain sight. It's easy to dismiss this as internet paranoia, but when you connect the dots, the live stream, the leaked texts, the suspicious posts, and ultimately Celeste's body being found, it creates a picture that's hard to ignore. The motive becomes clear. If she exposed him, his career, his freedom, everything he built would collapse overnight, and that may have been something he couldn't risk. After all, before the viral TikTok song that snowballed his career overnight, David felt invisible and very forgettable. But now, he was being worshipped by millions of fans, and being considered a musical genius who was getting the chance to work with other artists he only knew from his computer screen before he became one himself. As of now, investigators are still piecing it all together. David hasn't been arrested, but the raids on his rented house, the evidence bags taken away, and his decision to cancel his tour say a lot. He's staying silent, but the internet isn't. Fans are dissecting his lyrics, his lives, his posts, looking for truth in the shadows. And that's the scariest part of this entire story. Sometimes the red flags aren't hidden at all. They're right there, in the music, in the streams, in the words typed out for the world to see. We just don't realize how dark they are until it's too late. Some netizens and online commentators are running with the idea that David bodied Celeste because she was pregnant. But I don't believe that to be the case, because if it was, then we would have heard that from the coroner that performed her autopsy. But I think the only motive was the fact that David must have had reason to believe he could no longer trust her for whatever reason, and if she went back home, that would be the end. Her pretending to slip in front of all those fans on the live stream may have been his first sign that she was definitely capable of exposing him if she ever felt like it. From that moment, in his mind, the clock started ticking for her. But what say you? Why do you think Celeste was deleted? And do you think that D4vd is even the one that is responsible for what happened to her? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's have this discussion. And by the way, if you care about protecting the culture, make sure you hit that subscribe button to join our power structure. And I'll catch you in the next one.